Okay, there's something I gotta talk about that really bothers me. Okay, what I gotta talk about is I gotta read this here right now and then I'll talk about what I'm gonna say, okay? Xbox games reportedly coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay? Microsoft reportedly plans to bring Xbox games to Nintendo Switch 2 to expand its multiplayer platform strategy. Xbox has already released games like Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Flash on PS5 and Switch. Nintendo Switch slated to launch on June 5th, which offers enhanced performance for original Switch titles. Okay, now what bothers me is this. And this started even back in the PlayStation 3, okay? And I don't know if that was the PlayStation 2 on Xbox, the original Xbox, but what bothers me is that we have so many games that are coming on different platforms. You know, you have PlayStation games coming on Xbox, Xbox game on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch 2 games on Xbox, and vice versa. Well, not that way, but Xbox game on Nintendo Switch. The only company that seems to not wanting to share their games with other platforms that are exclusively from Nintendo or made by Nintendo, such as Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Kirby Island, Super Metroid, whatever you call it, those games don't come on Xbox. You don't see none of those on Xbox, PC, or PlayStation whatsoever. But that's not the point, even though that could be another topic to talk about one day. What really bothers me is this, that Nintendo is supposed to be for Nintendo games. PlayStation is supposed to be for PlayStation games. Xbox is supposed to be for Xbox games. I don't know why we have this whole thing going on where we have the same game on different systems. You know, what bothers me is that it takes the uniqueness out of the system, you know, because now you can play Skyrim on Xbox, you can play Skyrim on PC, you can play Skyrim on Nintendo, you can play Skyrim on every system out there, okay? And what bothers me is simply that the uniqueness disappears out of every system that we have, okay? Back in the days, it wasn't such thing. Okay, we had games exclusively for Sega, and we have games exclusively for Nintendo. But let me take this back, because there are games out there even back then, you know, Sega games, for example, NBA Jam, you know, that came off for Sega, but it also came off for Nintendo. They did kind of like change a little bit on the graphic, on the gameplay, but at the end of the day, it was the same game, the same thing. However, I know and I understand from a developer's point of view that they want to make as much money as they possibly can, and if they can sell the game on both platforms, they can make more money. I understand all that. Okay, I understand it from a business point of view. I do understand that. However, I personally don't like it. I don't like that you can play the same games on certain systems, because what happens is this, that just the uniqueness disappears. The uniqueness out of owning a PlayStation, because you can play the same games on a Nintendo. So why buy a PlayStation? I mean, yeah, you have more power, so that makes sense. But it takes the uniqueness away. And this is the one thing that Nintendo does right in a certain way. Because some of the Nintendo games, like exclusive Nintendo games, they are only for the Nintendo. They don't share this with other systems. Okay, I know that PlayStation has a few of those too, like Horizon, Uncharted, God of War. I think so. Those are only PlayStation exclusive games. But guys, I mean, let's look into the future. Okay, let's look into the future. I think it would be really cool if we have systems that have their own games and stop sharing this game with other systems. But then you're probably going to say, well, but that's not right, because what if we want to play this game? Okay, we want to play this game, so we got to buy a whole system to play this game. Well, this is the thing. You're either living in the Nintendo world, you're living in the PlayStation world, you're living in the Xbox world, okay? Pick one. If you want to pick more, two or three, then do that as well. Okay, I mean, I got a PlayStation, I got a Nintendo Switch, so I can go both ways. Okay, I think it is unique when each system has its own games. That's my personal opinion, okay? You can argue, you can disagree, you can do whatever you want with that. I understand, and I'm not arguing against that. However, I personally think that every system should have its own games, because that will make the system unique. That will make you want to buy the system to play those type of games. That's my personal opinion with that. Anyway, guys, with that said, if you like this video, if you find it informative, I would appreciate if you make a thumbs up and share and subscribe. Peace out, everybody. See you next time.